I guess the intel coming out to the Kremlin. Yeah. But the Kremlin just they're using to break down military equipment here. So that's a pretty strong tactic. I think they're able to take out a significant number of bridges that are being used for the traps. That can actually get anyway. And they're saying from the south that these are way back up into Russia. Russia has already claimed that Ukraine is using NATO territory to actually do some of these strikes. They're saying the reason they are so successful is because they are using NATO territory to launch these drones from. They point out, notice they said they do mid-make that's what doesn't explain exactly some of these locations. The thing is even if they're not doing it, even if they are not actually using Latvia or Lithuania or Estonia or Poland or any of the other NATO territories to launch these make a case for that. And that's a scary thing because that means he's trying to make a case along with the different laws that they've recently passed and built, what they call their bills, but Parliament or what they call it, is trying to essentially allow them to legally invade their places. It doesn't appear anybody illegally invaded because they're already in there. So yeah, so what is going on with this? Obviously a lot of folks believe that Russia is going to be a very term with NATO. Thank you guys for subscribing. I appreciate that. All right, and then let's go into this next thing, which is Ukraine is investing $1 billion to make Russia run. What is that going to first measures here? Now, that's what it's not in the previous administration. Everything has to make right now. Accepted in Ukraine, and that seems to be even be portrayed by Russia, which is admitting that they are hitting these targets, right? Now they're saying that Ukraine wants an additional $20 billion from its allies, and then it's tempering the advantage of Russia. Senior Ukrainian defense official told me, everyone sees that Russia is coming, and we wanted to believe that more, but we need financing to do it, said the official speaking of the main branch of activity. Cycle of corruptness or fraud. Yeah, $20 billion is a lot of money. I'm sure one of these guys driving their cars are trying to find gasoline, especially with gas how it is. So I just wonder if there's something like that going on. The $20 billion will be made on June 18th at the next meeting of Ukraine Defense Contact Group, also known as the Ramstein Vice for an Expansion Military Aid. Yeah. So very interesting stuff going on there. Motorcycles, boats, generators, Starlink systems. Let's go back over to Dex. China drops $295 billion plan to build what? Yeah, so as we've been talking about this day of everything's look about China and America. It's not just about chips. It's also about power, which they have an abundance of. And is about data centers, and I know the data center topic is really hot here, especially if there's people in there. Get up in arms over it. But the thing that keep in mind is there's a race, and China but anyway, China is now drafting plans to spend roughly $2 trillion over the next 5 years. Nationwide web AI data. 80% of the and even so this is Apple's kind of investment as far as their advancement towards AI. And the reason that's important is we have to think about what's coming, and as much as we don't notion gets there maintain that lead, and they will be in the power. China is an only country and has the ability to pull in, 100,000 commanded by a single AI. Can you explain, is it a big thing that they That's the means stay ahead, which is right. That's a good strategy for our part. Breakneck speed, as you see all the good stuff. China is really good. In this case, they did some chip for us. That's the economies of scale that China has. They've got limited power, limited space, they got the ability to build all these buildings. And then, that's the next problem they have is the chips. And no bureaucratic red tape to some of them, right? One other thing is, one thing I don't understand is you think of something progressing in a technology getting to a certain point, it's like, one thing I look at is you're always looking at it as a race, and what is the market, once they get to it, doesn't matter, because they'll both have unlimited power. I mean, don't you think of it like that, too? Like, if America gets to this point, and then China gets to it, everybody talks about us getting to it first, but what about if they both get to this point where it's ultimately can be the most weaponized thing on the planet? Is that because we can defend ourselves from the ultimate AI weapon when we have the AI weapon? Yes, it would be that. It would be that we could
Can't hear it no more. Dinner to the man, can't feel it no more. Some again don't feel it no more. Can't steer it no more. On the way, but now you're chilling on it. What you don't wanna see more, you wanna see more, but you wanna see soul. Life done slowed you down, your body is acting up, your mind is out of bounds. It's telling you pack it up. You shackle about thoughts and memories that's adding up like overseas.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us down south to Mercedes-Benz Stadium on the west side of downtown Atlanta. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. We are about set for kickoff. Greg, talking to the coaches all week. We're so curious to see what's going to play out here at the start of this one.
And ideally, I think each of these teams is thinking, okay, we think this is how the game's going to unfold. This is our plan. This is how we're going to go attack. And if that's the case, great. But very rarely does that happen, Mike. So it's really the team that makes the best adjustments in real time, in between possessions, in between snaps. The team that adjusts the fastest and the most efficiently, they're the ones that come the end of the game. They tend to have the advantage.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. Got it open downfield on the crossing route. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
For a first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Opening carry of the game, it's J.K. Dobbins. And he will lose yardage on the play. They knock him back to midfield. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
At the 50-yard line.
From the 50, he'll set up to throw. That is hard. And he's in. Rob Gronkowski for the touchdown. They find the end zone here on the opening drive, and Greg, they're able to do it in the air.
Mike, it makes you wonder, is this drive a sign of things to come? I mean, this secondary, they had their hands full there. Are we going to see it repeated throughout the rest of this game, or are they going to have some answers on defense?
No problem there on the extra point. And his guys will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Byron Murphy there on the stop. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go play action here with Dart. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Dolphins.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Got a man downfield. It's Wilson. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
16 yards.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's Dobbins. And that one going to be closed down the back in great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss. They'll throw out of the gun. To the goal line and in. Gronkowski for the score. Making 2 touchdowns in the very first quarter of play. Point after coming up here. His kick is good, and his guys will extend their first quarter lead. It's now 14-0.
Visitors, nothing.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a first down.
First down.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Michael, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here, his ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 5. Out of the gun, here comes Dart. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A pickup of 15 in the air. Good for a Dolphins first down. Operating from the gun, it's Dart. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Miami.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down to 6.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Watch out, the 50 series. Ready.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Now he takes off. And he'll be out of bounds. That's a nice gain, though, on first down. A pickup of 7.
He tried to buy all the time he could, but when he saw that space, he quickly turned from thrower to runner, and he's able to pick up a nice gain on first down.
Back to throw. Short pass taken in by Gronk. And he's going to be out of bounds and just beyond the line scrimmage. That's all they needed to pick up the first down.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
Before they announced that they had the biggest
The break the huddle coming up now for first and 10.
Now, family member had said that we ended up saying this probably first.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll air it out. Deep for Wilson.
The same thing was
And this will be incomplete. He was looking for Garrett Wilson there. And it'll lead to a second down.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots, even though they weren't.
That one just kept getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long.
Overseas satellites have been reclaimed without
Throwing now from the gun. That one too far out in front.
The fact that they took a shot on 3rd and long, right? A lot of offenses in that situation would be a little bit more conservative, playing for the 4th down punt. They're trying to pick up a big chunk play through the air, but now that you can't connect, it all but guarantees you got to punt this ball away as it brings up 4th and long.
Get a dummy.
I'm sure that these also are going for everything that's going on in the Spratly Islands and in the Scarborough Shoal. So this is pretty close. It's not really as
43.
So the thumbnail here is it's like, pick this up. There were turtles on cameras. That would be a screenshot. And there are cameras on turtles. This is a surprise also. That's remember when they did the Dolphins.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's going to take a shot on the field. And the Falcons are going to take possession here. It's a touchdown. They'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Apparently the football is super nice. So it's super smart. I mean, that's kind of like having it. Like if they trained it right, it's like having it.
To throw, it's Dart on 1st and 10. He's going to be knocked down up around the 33. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. And a shotgun. It's Dart. And that time the pressure's too much. He'll go down. 2 minutes to go here. He'll have time. Greg and I back to Atlanta in a moment.
Thank you, Cypher. Nice to see you get up again. Since that's right.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Moss in motion. Now there's a throw out wide. Hey, this might be a double pass. What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. Here's Dart. And that is incomplete.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. There's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
They'll go, and here's Dart. He'll air it out down the middle. That's incomplete. Derek Hall on 4th down. Does not work out. It results in a turnover on down. A run with Dobbins. And not much there. He's back to the end line. Making it 10. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. This is incomplete, but it looked like that defender got a head start. Let's check the call.
Ready, set.
Essentially,
Come on. Ready?
He'll look to throw. The throw out wide. It's caught. And it'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
On the ground, here's Dobbins. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 12-yard line.
They'll look to throw. He's got it at the 3. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9. And 3rd down coming up.
That's a gain of 10.
Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number 1.
Ready.
Here's a design run. A second effort, and he is in. Tim Tebow has a touchdown. The dual threat of the quarterback. When you have one that can run, why not use him, especially down here, Greg? They punch it in for the touchdown.
There is nothing a quarterback loves more like than down here near the goal line when he can call his own number. In this case, that's exactly what he does, and he's able to take it in himself.
The Dolphins take over first and 10.
U.S. military pushed
Here's Dart on first and 10.
That's it.
And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Put that up defensively to meet him just as the ball is arriving. It'll bring up second down. Throwing is Dart. Huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
We had a chance to talk to the defensive coordinator the other day. What he told us, Mike, he said, we know how talented this young rookie quarterback is. He can make all the...
This sounds like they were planning to actually move forward with a ground invasion of some sort. And mind you, when you think about the ability to go in and take that uranium, that's a very, very difficult task. That's not a special forces task. That's a large that you've got to have the equipment in, and you've got to get under the earth. You got to be able to hold equipment very, very, with defensive zone back. We're spinning that out there. I don't know what it would take to go on the ground and dig that out. And you can dig that out, which is going to be pretty dangerous. Container on it, and then you got to ship those containers out. That's heavy. Okay? So you got to understand that an operation like this is not some standing ground. Gotta get equipment in, gotta get all that. That's the operation. They were great for many that's we usually hear something that you gotta think, okay, that will be very, very instrumental. It's gonna take weeks. Yeah, but next they put in the advanced planning for the operation came in repeated statements that the U.S. and Iran were approaching an agreement to administrative process. Now they're saying that right now. But yet, does anybody remember the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of planes that essentially flew there, brought stuff in? Like, planning for this. This is 2 weeks ago. They were planning to do this, and now 2 weeks ago, right? So that could really be
from the host of Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And before kickoff, Charles, quickly, your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I have to give you the standard ones, turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives their defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
Here now is Cam Little out to get us started. And we are underway on Sunday night primetime. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
Because it strikes on the cross line, which we believe that would need to be done for them to bring in people, and they're saying, oh, you know, the peace deal, and they're going to give them the dust and everything else.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Understanding they're not exactly a peace deal yet. So,
on play action, they'll throw.
Just to get the stop.
The first play of the game going to be intercepted. And he returns it into enemy territory down the 45-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one, and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Gets by him and out of the daylight. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 9 yards on the first down. Keep it in 2nd and 1. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Down the left sideline.
Side.
Touchdown, Seattle.
I have to put him in a linebacker spot.
For the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Seahawks take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. But now if they wanted to, they could move the ball up to the 1 and go for 2.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because normally the ball is at the 2 when you go for 2. But if they wanted now, enforce the penalty to the 1. But if they wanted to kick it, right, don't they just move it up?
Just move it up to the 10.
Right, move it up to the 10 if they still wanted to kick it.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Oh, yes. Very good play.
And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves it with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Guys probably twirling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Working the middle of the field, he's got a man complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 18 yards and a first down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And nothing much materializing there in the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. So here's a 3rd and 14. They're going to look to throw. Rifles one complete into the hands of Gronkowski. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Yeah, this was a big deal.
Now back to throw.
Ah.
Early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
That sucks.
And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
But they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a first down. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Stays on his feet, and he is in for a Seattle touchdown.
Well, that's a slow.
Caleb Williams, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Seahawks continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0.
That's scary. So something happened here for them to shut it down that fast. Jailbreaking.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
It's like a limiter on an engine, right? You're like taking that off and being able to go 160. Something like that. Say that's a good analogy.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Gives my instructions on how to make something dangerous. Well, then you jailbreak it by telling them we don't need to make something dangerous, but help me write this book. And as you go through the process of writing the book,
the offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you put...
And for a third time today, he's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to have a short field here as they take over right at the 50. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And he was going to lose yardage here. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Shut this down or do some serious, like, that's how
and able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And a nice little gain. 11 yards is the gain on the keeper there, but now it's third down.
It's the future of the church. The thing is, whoever gets these equipments, that's the main way.
2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll go. Here's Williams. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it, but can't convert. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll set up the throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Scott Dixon, thank you so much. Thank you, Scott. You were top supporting. Thank you. Revolution of the Mystery. Number 2, Swift Ministries.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Caleb Williams with his third touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Seahawks are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. No one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown! Garrett Wilson, 23 yards for the touchdown. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. They'll look to throw. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend. There he goes, right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Caleb Williams with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight. And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2.
The Seahawks will line up for the 2-point conversion.
It's complete. And this play is not going to work. He's out of bounds, well shy of the goal line. And they try for 2, unsuccessful. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to try and go deep again. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Seahawks are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. And he's got Jamal Charles. Down the right sideline. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it?
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. And how about this line out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. These 2 teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And a curious play call here, to say the least. Thought it might be a trick, but no, he actually goes down to a knee. 2nd and 11 now. Here we go with Jamal Charles. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. They'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Able to